This is what we do. We rapid react. There is an ugly stat out there, if you do a little bit of digging, about teams that get no hit in the regular season and how it correlates to postseason success. It is not a good thing. As a Braves fan, I know it. They won a division probably like 7 years ago. They were no hit in that year. They got bounced in the first round of the playoffs. We're talking about the Yankees getting no hit today by the Houston Astros. Hey, Ash.
Yeah, what's going on? It's amazing how the game changes, right? You talk about the Yankees being the best team in baseball, one of the hottest offenses in baseball, and all of a sudden it all kind of goes away. Combined no-no, Christian Javier, former Tri-City Valley Cat, Christian Javier. I know you don't like the combined no-no. He would have thrown a no-hitter had he lasted 9 innings.
Yeah, but he wasn't going to last 9 innings because the pitch count was up against him. That's the whole challenge. This is why I hate the combined no-hitter. If he had lasted 9, he was going to throw a no-hitter. But the challenge is, can you do it within your pitch count? He wasn't going to do it.
I get it. But he was good enough. He was better than Garrett Cole, and Garrett Cole was really good.
Garrett Cole was really good.
Another Garrett Cole start.
All right, but I'm already kind of losing my mind about this. Before I do that, let's roll the open.
This Honorado and Company Rapid Reaction is presented by KPM Restoration.
Shout out to our people at KPM Restoration, Jamie Kennedy, Jeff Stack, who you know very well, Ash, supporting us here on the program Honorado and Company in our rapid reaction here with KPM Restoration. They'll get you back to normal before you know it. Whatever you've got going on, fire, water, whatever damage that's happening at your home or your business, KPM Restoration is the first call to make. There you go. See it on the bottom of the line. Yankees get no hit by the Astros. Javier goes 7. 13 strikeouts, that's a career high. 115 pitches, that's a career high. Hector Neris comes in. Boy, the 8th inning got it interesting there. Joey Gallo almost hit a 3-run homer. Then Aaron Judge comes up with 2 guys on, and I think this is the opportunity for Judge. It doesn't happen. Then Ryan Presley is good in the 9th, and it ends up being a no-no. The first time the Yankees get no hit since 2003 when, oh, by the way, who did it? The Astros. And how do they do it? A combined no-hitter.
Yeah, that was 6 pitchers, though. This is a little different. But guys, like, it's so funny to see those names like Brad Lidge and Roy Oswalt, those names come up from the no-no in 2003. It's like a walk down memory lane. Listen, all 3 pitchers were really good. I thought Javier was fantastic. And this is kind of what the Yankees do. This is what you worry about, a slump, and it was a slump from 1 to 9. Judge struck out twice. Stanton struck out, I think, 3 times. There were a lot of Ks in this game. Javier had 13. Presley had 2. That's a combined 15 strikeouts for the New York Yankees as they get no hit in 9 innings. Too many strikeouts for me.
No doubt. And we've talked about this in the past. Hey, the Yankees look great right now. Do you trust them in October? I don't. Right. Not yet, anyway. I mean, they've been phenomenal, but these are like in a 5-game series, if you run into a team with strikeout pitching in a 5-game series, that's the Achilles heel of the Yankees.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. And listen, Christian Javier isn't even, he's their big gun. It's not like Justin Verlander just held them to 1 run last night. So you roll out guys like that, 2 or 3 or 4 guys who can do that. There are teams that can certainly shut the Yankees hitting down. And it's interesting because 1 through 9, they've been really good. And even when one guy has struggled, like Stanton has struggled the last few weeks leading up to maybe the last couple of games, even when he has struggled, other guys have picked it up. Aaron Judge hasn't really hit a slump at all this year. But guys like Trevino, guys like that have picked it up whenever other guys have struggled. Today was a struggle 1 through 9. And listen, I don't think it means, we should worry. Yankees fans should worry as a whole. They don't play the Astros well. That's kind of the way it's been the last 3-4 years. let's see what happens tomorrow, the next day, and the next day if these guys bounce back, or if we're going to hit some kind of real slump for the Yankees for the first time this season.
Third no-hitter this year in Major League Baseball. Reed Detmers did it by himself. We had 5 Mets pitchers combine against the Phillies to get it done. You kind of alluded to it here. I had it dialed up. Are the Astros the biggest threat to the Yankees in the American League?
Because of the matchup, for some reason, I think so. But that's not to say that a team like the Blue Jays couldn't be dangerous, because a team like the Blue Jays is probably going to get in, or the Rays, and either of those teams would be dangerous within the division for the New York Yankees, just because of kind of the different challenges they present, specifically the offense for the Blue Jays, and then the kind of menagerie of pitching that the Rays roll out at you. It's never a normal 1 shutdown guy or 2 shutdown guys. It's just kind of whatever they pick and choose to throw at you, and Kevin Cash seems to do it well every single year. So I would say, yeah, either the Astros or someone within their own division.
Yanks dropped back-to-back games for the first time since late May when the Rays did it. You said Judge doesn't slump. I don't disagree. Here are his numbers. However, since settling at arbitration, 0 for 8 with 3 Ks. He's getting $19 million a year this year. He'll get 30 plus in the long-term deal he signs this coming winter. Whether or not it's with the Yanks, I don't know. But is there any way, now that this is settled, Judge is feeling a little bit of pressure, or is it simply the combination of good pitching, Verlander, and Javier?
Yeah, I was going to say it should be the opposite, wouldn't you think? Like, you get that done, and it's kind of like, all right, here we go. I'm not even making as much as I wanted to make, but I'm making more than the Yanks wanted to pay me. I feel like I would feel a little bit of relief to be like, all right, that's done. Let's go hit. He wasn't the only one who had trouble with Javier's stuff tonight and Verlander's stuff yesterday. So it's not just him. It was the hitting as a whole. So I think they'll be fine. But yeah, it just goes to show you anything is possible. Even a team with 52 wins can go get no hit the next day out. You have no idea.
I've used all of my stat bars here that I prepared for this KPM Restoration Rapid React. You use the word menagerie. And so I will just share with our audience and with you. I had a little bit of a menagerie of an adult Saturday. Cleaned part of the house, cut the grass, went and picked up dry cleaning, went to Target, and got the car washed. That's a pretty good Saturday. And then when I came home, I turned on the TV. I said, let me catch up on what's going on with baseball. It was the 7th inning. And Garrett Cole was on the mound, and I turned it on, and then the home run to Matajevic, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this was a phenomenal baseball game. It still is. Let me jump on the Caesars app. Can I get the Yankees good odds to still win today, even though they're being no hit? I almost texted you like, hey, this is a phenomenal Yankees game. I know it isn't going well right now, but so that has been my Saturday. I'll settle in to watch the Braves and the Dodgers here. You want to touch on that here quickly? I mean, Freddie Freeman, does he have any fluids left in his body after they all came out of his eyes last night? And obviously our guy Ian Anderson he struggled.
Yeah, he did struggle. By the way, you say you share with me your menagerie of adulthood. I knew you did all that. So you're not sharing it with me. You're sharing it with the rest of the world. Although I didn't know you got the car washed. That's good. Good work on you. Yeah. You're a real adult today. That's a win. I was only like half of an adult since I'm working. Yeah, and by the way, JJ Matajevic, also a former Tri-City Valley Cat. I know this happens a lot with Houston Astros, but I remember him being a Tri-City Valley Cat. I don't always remember guys being a Tri-City Valley Cat. Yeah, listen, Anderson struggled yesterday. It was such a cool moment. I said to you, you don't get very often, first of all, guys who show the emotion of a guy like Freddie Freeman. You don't get men who exhibit what they're feeling too often. And I kind of liked it. Freddie's a big crier. He cried a little too much for me. Cried in the pregame press conference. Cried as he came out on the field. Cried when he got his ring. Cried when he went up to bat for the first time. He said he was going to cry all weekend. So at least he knows he's going to cry all series long. No, but I loved it. For a guy who, I just said, you don't very often see players who feel such an attachment and a love for a city, a team, and its fan base. So it was nice to see. And the fan base that returns the love. A lot of guys, not a lot of guys who spend 12 years in one place are going to get booed. But there are certainly fans who would boo a guy like Freddie Freeman for leaving them in the first place and going to the Dodgers. he got no boos yesterday. Nothing but love from the ATL, and just a really cool moment to watch.
Yeah, he won't get a boo all weekend. It's like Pujols going back to St. Louis a few years ago.
Yeah, that's what the broadcasters compared it to. They're like, this is the only thing I can think of to compare it to is Pujols leaving the Cardinals and going back.
Right, like a lot of the all-time greats, played for one team. Cal Ripken, Derek Jeter. Although, when Griffey went back to Seattle, I'm sure they cheered for him every single time he came. But a lot of the all-time greats who, we think of immediately probably played for one team, and they didn't get the opportunity to go back the way of Pujols or Freeman, or I guess Griffey in this case had the opportunity to do. All right, the news today, the reason we're on here rapid reacting is that the Yankees were no-hit by 3 Houston Astros pitchers. I will save my case and debate and argument for another day as to why this shouldn't count as a no-hitter, but that's just me, and I will bring it up on a separate episode of Honorado and Company. Ash got work to do at News Channel 13. Thanks for hopping on here for our KPM Restoration Rapid React.